Stronger Saturday, everybody, and we're going to cover today the single leg RDL. This is a very challenging advanced move because the balance is so difficult. And what I've seen doing exercise form reviews in the client community is that people struggle with this exercise. People are on the struggle bus and they're like, gosh, Jackson, I can't get this exercise. And some of the things that me and Coach Emily have seen, they make me want to go blind and literally throw bleach into my eyes. It's ugly sometimes. And it's not your fault. It's really our fault for not providing a bridge exercise, an alternative that is a little bit less advanced than the single leg RDL. So, really, our fault on this one. And now we're going to rectify that. We're going to fix it. Now, the way we're going to fix that is with something called a B stance RDL. But before I get to the B stance RDL, a little bit of a cliffhanger there. I want to first quickly show you the standard version so you all just have a clear idea of what we're talking about here. So this is the single leg RDL. You get in line here, you're going to lift one foot off the ground, you're going to hinge back, you're going to get a good stretch on that hamstring, and then you're going to drive back into position. And even for me, this is a very challenging exercise because you have to keep your hips squared off to the floor. You have to balance. You're trying to get that stretch in the hamstring. And it's really easy to open up this leg too much, to bend the knee too much, or to just lose your balance. Any one of those things is going to take the stretch off the hamstring and is going to be a far less effective version of the exercise. So the bridge version, the in between the standard double leg version like this and the single leg version is something called a kickstand RDL or a B stance RDL. So what we're essentially doing is we're still leveraging one single leg for the majority of the work, right? So that's the good thing about the exercise. But we're also don't have to worry as much about the balance element because the other leg is going to act as a kickstand, right? Kind of a kickstand there, or it's going to act as a balance element. It's going to allow us to shift all of the work to one leg while still not having to lift one leg off the ground. I'll show you what I mean. So I'll do it without the handles. So essentially, in a double leg RDL, you're going to hinge at your hips like this, going to get that good stretch, and then you're going to drive back up. So this is the standard double leg. The single leg, obviously, you're going to lift one leg up and get into position and go. The B stance, you're going to take one foot, you're going to put your toe just at the edge of your heel. Right? See how my toe's in line with the back of my heel there? So my left toe is in line with the back of my right heel. I'm going to go up on my toe just like so. And with majority of my weight pushed on this front leg, I'm going to hinge. I'm going to feel that stretch on my right leg here, my right hamstring. And now I'm going to push back into position. Boom. And up. And to switch to the other side, same idea. Right up on the toe. I'm in a position here. I hinge back. That stretch, all that weight is getting put on my left hamstring here. And then I get back into position. I'll demo it quickly with the correct version. And then I'll talk about one or two mistakes people make. So here's what it looks like full force in practice. So I'll first start with the right leg. So right leg, my left foot is going to go back. As you can see, I'm up on my toe. So the majority, 90% of my weight is on my front foot. There's just a little bit of weight on my back foot just for balance. Now I hinge. I keep my hips high. I push back. I feel that stretch on my right leg. And then I drive back into position. And as you can see, I stay up on my toe on that left leg. I'll do one more here. And then I'll switch to the other side. So other side, same idea. Now my left foot is forward. My right leg is back. I'm up on my toe. And as you can see, my right toe is in line with the back of my left heel. Hips stay high. As you can see, very little flexion in either in my front knee. And that's going to be the B stance RDL. Now, some common mistakes on this exercise, so you don't make them, is going to be the first thing a lot of people do is they put their foot way too far back. They're almost doing a split squat here. And now they're trying to hinge, but their legs are way too far apart. And they're not going to be able to get a majority of that weight on that front leg. Another common mistake I see people making is bending both of their knees. So they get here, but they're kind of bending their knees as if they are squatting which is what we don't want to do. Remember, this is an RDL. The goal is to get the stretch in the hamstring. So we want to hinge at the hips. We don't want to bend at the knees. So hinge at the hips, not bend at the knees. And let's see, if I had to say another mistake that I'd see people make, it would be getting into a good position here, but then pushing their foot back. So as they come back, they are pushing their heel to the ground on their back leg. That's another common mistake I see. Because now what we're doing is we're essentially shifting the weight to split amongst both of our legs, which we don't want to do. We want the majority of that weight on the front working leg. So that's the last mistake I see people make very frequently. So this was an alternative to the single leg RDL. It's called the kickstand or the B stance RDL. So if you're struggling with the balance element, or you just struggle with the hinge, you're not really getting the mind muscle connection of the exercise because getting that leg up in the air and balancing and keeping your hips up and everything is just throwing you off, then I want you to give the B stance RDL a shot. Remember, 1 foot forward, other leg back, up on the toe, hips high, hinge, stretch on the hamstring, drive back up. That's your B stance RDL.